Good evening. Today we're going to be doing a deep dive analysis on MATIC/Polygon. It rebranded to Polygon from MATIC a year ago. The coin is still called MATIC, but the network is called Polygon. A little bit confusing, but I think we'll manage. So Polygon was one of the best performers of the bull market last year, and with good reason. I've been invested in Polygon for a couple of years, but seeing all the growth, seeing all the work that they've been doing on the project and all the they've been absolutely killing it in the last couple of years, and even throughout the bear market, since the bear market started, they've been killing it with partnerships and usage, adoption, etc. So first I'll try and explain briefly what it is, and then we'll get to the juicy stuff, the partnerships, price predictions, and all the charts and implementations that they've done to date. So firstly, what is it? It's basically, their mission is to scale Ethereum. So it's going to do this in a number of ways. The first way being a sidechain. So MATIC or Polygon is a sidechain to Ethereum, which basically what a sidechain is on the main chain. If you want to conduct a complicated transaction, that's obviously going to cost a lot of gas on Ethereum. But if you want to do it on a sidechain, e.g. MATIC, you can lock up the asset, whatever asset it is, in a smart contract with the Polygon network. So the Polygon network conducts the transaction. Once the transaction goes through on the sidechain, being Polygon, then the asset is unfrozen on the main chain, being Ethereum, and the asset has gone through, the transaction has gone through. So that's basically what a sidechain is. But that's not the only way MATIC plans or already does scale Ethereum. It also uses ZK rollups, zero knowledge rollups, and ZK proofs. So basically what a rollup is basically bundling a load of transactions into one single transactions. But just in regards to the sidechain, the advantage to a sidechain is that you can take advantage of Ethereum's security. So Ethereum has a load of validators, it has a huge network, and it has a load of money staked in validating transactions, whereas MATIC doesn't have as much. So basically you can use Ethereum's validators, all the security that's behind it, all the money that's invested in it, to validate transaction, all the ETH that's staked, but you can still use the low fees from the Polygon network. So really low fees with MATIC on the sidechain, and still making use of Ethereum's much better security. Theoretically, you could scale this, and they hopefully will eventually over the next few years, because they'll need to, but they'll be able to scale it to millions of transactions per second. And right now Ethereum, the main chain, has 15 transactions per second. So yeah, big difference. So Polygon has really established itself as the best scaling solution for Ethereum, and yeah, it seems like the clear winner in scaling solutions at the moment. Yeah, so here's a little chart showing the advantages of Polygon in comparisons to other layer 1s and sidechains and Ethereum itself. You can see Polygon absolutely smokes all the other options when it comes to scaling Ethereum, but this is from Polygon's own website, so maybe they're a little bit biased, but nevertheless. So now let's talk about the partnerships with Polygon, and they've been killing it with partnerships. Like I mentioned, they have a big bag of MATIC, they have a big bag of Polygon that they've been selling in order to fund these partnerships and market their project. But yeah, it's been working, because here the first example I'll talk about is Reddit NFTs. So if you weren't on Twitter, if you're not really in the NFT space, basically Reddit dropped a NFT collection that anyone who had a Reddit profile could claim a free NFT, and you could get rare ones, etc. The people on Reddit notoriously hate NFTs, and what Reddit did that was very clever, they said, oh, these are blockchain backed digital profile pictures, or blockchain backed avatars, they called them, instead of calling them NFTs. And the Redditors loved them, and the Reddit NFTs went to the fucking moon, and people on Reddit, a lot of them made small fortunes, or they're like, holy shit, these blockchain backed avatars are so amazing, they're so much better than NFTs, not realizing that they were in fact NFTs, just the exact same thing, and they were just built on the Polygon network. So just as a side note, I think that's the way a lot of big brands and big companies are going to use crypto in the future and NFT technology. They're not going to make it super obvious that it's on crypto rails or it's NFT technology, whatever. And Reddit played this absolutely perfectly, and the Reddit NFT project, or digital collectible project, was a outstanding success, and they're worth a lot of money. Like a lot of them were going for multiples and multiples of Ethereum, so like thousands and thousands of dollars worth of Reddit NFTs. The next partnership that we'll talk about, which is probably going to end up doing the same thing, and again, that was all built on Polygon. They chose Polygon to do that. The next one I'll mention is Starbucks. So Starbucks are kind of doing a loyalty program using NFTs slash digital collectibles, I'm sure they'll call them when this is all fully rolled out. So you could just sign up. If you're in America, I'd say you can still sign up. I think it's just starting out in America. But yeah, instead of having a loyalty card, you'll have some sort of NFT that can accrue points for being a loyal customer to Starbucks. And again, it's all going to be kind of under the radar, and it's going to be using the Polygon network. Starbucks, one of the biggest companies in the entire world. Speaking of enormous companies, the next partnership that we'll mention is Meta. Meta is also going to be releasing NFTs on Facebook and Instagram. So it's not rolled out in Europe, so I haven't used it myself yet or seen how it's going to work. But it's not just for Polygon, but Polygon was one of the chains that they're going to implement. So they'll be using Ethereum, Solana, and Polygon, maybe another one or two, but they're the main ones that I know of that Meta slash Instagram is going to be using. And speaking of enormous fan companies that are using Polygon or will be using Polygon, Polygon shared this short video just saying something big is coming tomorrow, eyes emoji, and then the next day YouTube just posted a purple love heart, and YouTube don't really post that often, so it's kind of, people are assuming that this has got to do with Polygon, and it has. It's almost definitely a partnership with YouTube, and YouTube being owned by Google, again one of the biggest companies in the entire world. That's another huge partnership, obviously. But I'm not sure exactly what they're going to be doing with that yet, and I know the CEO of YouTube is interested in crypto and NFTs and stuff like that, so it's very likely that there's something pretty interesting going to be happening with MATIC and YouTube in the future, which is pretty cool. Alright, so that's all the main partnerships, the biggest partnerships that I know of, but keep in mind, like, there's loads of small crypto games or medium-sized crypto companies, NFT companies, Sandbox, Decentralands, all of them are support Polygon, and in the future a lot of them will be using Polygon, obviously because it's really, really cheap and it's on the Ethereum network, the most trusted network, and it has the biggest backing, etc, etc. And let's go through some statistics and charts for you about MATIC. So this is the total value locked of the different biggest chains in the world. So total value locked on DeFi protocols. So you can see Polygon is number 2 in the entire world for the most value locked on it, after Ethereum. So 1/20th the size of Ethereum is locked on actually Polygon, and much bigger than Solana, which is surprising. But I know Solana don't really have a thriving DeFi ecosystem. Next, another statistic of number of developers on layer 1 blockchains. So that's kind of like wherever the developers go, that's probably a good indication of what's the best technology. Obviously Ethereum having the most developers, Solana having the second most developers, and this is recent enough, so this is after the big FTX crash. But number 3 is Polygon. Again, a pretty bullish narrative or chart in regards to Polygon. So lastly, we'll look at daily active addresses. So not only do you want to look at where the developers are developing and putting in their time and effort, but where are the users? Polygon has the number 2 number of daily active addresses at the moment, but it's pretty much in line with Solana, so they're neck and neck in daily active addresses. Alright, so we've kind of only been talking about the positives of Polygon. I've kind of been very far up Polygon's ass, but it's not all sunshine and rainbows up there. We do also have to talk about any potential negatives and potential risks in regards of Polygon. First are kind of more technical ones. Obviously it's more centralized than Ethereum. It's much less validators, lower stake in the Polygon network. It's another proof of stake network. Another interesting thing, which I'm not sure if it's bullish or bearish, is that Polygon actually has a fixed supply. So there's only 10 billion coins or something like that, but every other proof of stake network has infinite supply, or theoretically infinite supply, and they pay the validators and the stakers with freshly minted or freshly inflated Ethereum, for example. But with MATIC, they have cordoned off a section, like 30% of the supply. Actually, I'll check the exact amount. Yeah, 35% of the supply of MATIC is already in circulation, and it's for validators. It's for staking validators. So this potentially means in a few years, or 10 or 20 years, what if the staking contract runs out of coins? How are they going to incentivize people and validators to validate transactions in a decentralized manner? That's just a very far out tail risk, but also potentially bullish in the fact that they have a fixed supply. While we're on this chart, we can see there is still a lot of coins in not only the staking contract, but the plasma bridge and the foundation contract. They still own quite a lot of supply, and they're selling it constantly to fund research and development and fund all these amazing partnerships. So that's just something to keep in mind. I'm sure the owners, not the founders of Polygon, I'm pretty sure they also own quite a lot, and they haven't disclosed how much they own. So, but nevertheless, I think about 88% of the entire supply of Polygon has already been minted, so only 10% or so to go. So that's good to know, but just keep in mind that a lot of that supply is still with the founders and with the development team and with the staking contract. Again, another problem with having a network that has really low fees is that the revenue of that network is obviously going to be less if there's the same amount of transactions. And if the revenue is smaller for the network, the validators get paid less, and there's less incentive to validate and to stake your Polygon in order to validate transactions. So what really has to happen for Polygon to remain secure, etc., is there for to be a huge amount of transactions in the future, all paying tiny fractions of a penny per transaction to actually keep the MATIC network going and keep it secure. So that's just another risk with, like, the good thing about Ethereum is that it makes a shitload of money for the validators because there's a lot of network activity, but also that the fees are still, like, you know, moderately high. Another factor that I'm not really super bullish or bearish on it, just a point to note, is that they're very ESG conscious. They're very this could be seen as a good thing because they're kind of playing to the woke institutions in regards to, like, oh yeah, have basically no impact on the environment, we're carbon negative, all this kind of stuff. People don't really like that in the crypto space, not really pandering to the institutions and stuff like that, but nevertheless, that's what MATIC is kind of focused on. ESG partnerships with JP Morgan, Google, all the big players in the world. But yeah, it's probably a bullish thing, to be honest, but, you know, not super crypto native. In regards to the fees being too low to actually keep it secure, I think there will be enough transactions in the future to keep it secure. Just my own personal opinion, I think MATIC does have a bright future, so not all doom and gloom in regards to that. I do think there is a lot of growth on MATIC, there's a lot of usage on MATIC, and I think that will grow over time as well. So, conclusions. What am I doing in regards to MATIC? Am I buying it at these prices? Where do I think it's going to go in the future? So personally, at the moment, MATIC has a market cap higher than Solana, and like we kind of put Ethereum, Solana, and Polygon to the neck and neck in a few charts there, and yeah, we could see that Solana kind of beats Polygon in a couple of metrics, but Polygon has a higher market cap at the moment, and Solana had a higher market cap before the whole FTX fiasco. So personally, I think Solana is probably a better buy. I think just in the fact that it has a lower market cap than Polygon right now. So, and I do think Polygon, like, it is riding on the coattails of a lot of recent success with all these amazing partnerships. I already have a bag of Polygon, so I don't need to put more MATIC at the moment, or Polygon. Sorry, I keep using them interchangeably. So for me, I'm not really buying it at these prices of like 80 to 90 cent, but I would be interested if it got back down to the 30 to 50 cent range, and I think it will, because I think this bear market still has some legs to go down, and who knows where altcoins could go in the bear market. However, yeah, 100% I will be keeping my eye on MATIC or Polygon for those low bargain basement prices, because yeah, it's been absolutely crushing it the last couple of years. So if you did enjoy the video, please smash the thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new, hit the notification bell, because I'm a very small channel. I don't post very regularly with the YouTube algorithm. I don't really pander to the YouTube algorithm very well. So if you actually want to see my videos, if you actually enjoy them, make sure you've hit the notification bell, so you'll actually they won't be appearing in your recommended feed. So you'll actually have to hit that notification bell if you do enjoy these updates. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed and learned a thing or two. Cheers, see you in the next one.